Alright, so we have another build for you. This one is going to be a relatively high-end build. It's going to be, well, I'd like to say it's my system until it sells. At least that's how I'm going to be using it. So to go through the parts for our CPU, we have an AMD FX 8320. That can go into an ASRock 970 Extreme 3 revision 2.0. We have a Radeon RX 480 by Sapphire. This is the reference design, as you can see here. It's the one I unboxed. Power all of this, we have an Aerocool integrator, 500 watt, 80 plus bronze power supply. You won't need any more to run this system. To cool the CPU, we have a Cooler Master Hyper 103. Blue LED fan. Speaking of blue LED fans, 3 blue LED fans for the case. And the case itself is a Thermaltake Core V31. Should be good. It's very, very modular, so we should be able to take out the 5 and 5 1/4 inch base since we're not going to be using them. Now for storage, we have a WD Blue 1TB, and for our boot drive and probably games and stuff like that, I have a 400GB Intel SSD. For RAM, HyperX Fury, like I always use, and it's the white stuff again. So to start off this build video, let's prep the motherboard. That means installing RAM, CPU, and the cooler. So now we can prep the motherboard. Sorry, I better just pull this desk back a little bit, not too far away. We have our FX 8320 there now. The reason there's thermal paste on it is because I had it in a system just to test that it worked, to make sure it's not DOA, and it's not, thank God. So I'm going to install it in the motherboard, clean it off, and then we can install the rest of the parts. So I have some rubbing alcohol here. Anything around 75% or more should be fine. I think this is 99%, if I remember, 95. So I'm going to just use this to clean off the thermal paste there, and then with a microfiber go over it, a lint-free microfiber. So with our CPU now installed, we can continue on, install our cooler and whatnot. So I'm going to put this back plate, remove the motherboard speaker, I don't know why that was there, and put the back plate behind the motherboard. Just like that. Sorry if it's away from the camera. I'm just slotting it in the back of the motherboard. There we go. There. So we have our case here, as you can probably tell, and I'm going to just prep the case now. So put in the I/O shield, install the fans. I'll leave the power supply until the motherboard's in because I want to hook up the front I/O before that. So, also I want to take off the plastic on the side panel. That side and this side. There we go. It's a big window for this case, I like it. So here I have my WD Blue 1TB. Now this is going in the hard drive bays. There are 3 hard drive bays, so I'm going to put this one in the middle. No real reason for it, just, well, when you don't know what to go for, just go for the middle. And our 400 gig SSD is going to go around the back. There are 2 SSD mounts around the back of this case, and if I can get one off really quick here. There we go. Here's one of them. They just go on with these little kind of tension clips. They slide in and push in, and then a thumb screw, or for the other one, 2 thumb screws keeps it on. Excuse me while I scratch my eye. So, This will have 1.4 terabytes of storage, which is more than enough really. A terabyte is perfectly fine, but with the SSD you can get your Windows and all of your good games onto the SSD, and then other stuff for your 1 terabyte. So really it'd be very hard to fill up this unless you are a very serious content creator of some kind of music video, 4K video, stuff like that. So I'm going to set the camera up now, and I'm going to put these in, and I'll come back to you when that's done. We'll get real lost, we'll get real lost again. Just run away with me, darling. So as you can see, the case is lying down now and I am behind the camera. So all of our hard drives and SSDs are installed, the SSDs behind there. So now we can move on to putting the motherboard into the case. Now I have the motherboard here, and as far as I can tell, all of the standoffs are installed. All the standoffs for ATX are installed. Yeah, and this is just about ATX. It's a little bit thinner though. It's a strange size motherboard actually. But other than that, we are ready to install it in. So I'm going to speed this bit up, and I'll come back to you when I have this installed. So just to go over where we are in with the build case, well, the motherboard obviously is all put together. We have the CPU in, RAM in, and the cooler on. Don't mind the chair in the background because we need to get a new one. Our hard drives are in. We have our 3.5 inch there, 1 terabyte, and the SSD mount here has our 400 gig in it. I'll show you right there. I have my front panel connections on, along with their HD audio connection and USB 3. And now I'm going to connect up our hard drives. I have 2 sets of satellites here. I have just plain black ones and I have ones that have white ends. Now I have to go with the black ones simply because of the SSD needs to have a straight angle connection, or a straight connection going to it. I won't be able to have it with a right angle. And the way these SATA connections are laid out, if I was to use even the 2 right angle ones, one of them would face up and the other, I can't get in a good place where you can see it, one would face up and the other would face down. So there's no way I can do it unless I use SATA 1 and SATA 3, when really I like to use SATA 1 and 2. So I'm going to go with just a straight and a straight to right angle. So SATA 1 will be straight, SATA 2 will be the straight to right angle. There we go. And I can just throw these down out of the way here. And then cable tie these at the back somewhere to keep them nice and straight. So really quickly before I put the front of this case back on, if you see these two fans, I have the space in the middle. And really that was more or less just for looks, because if I show you the front panel, it's basically just all mesh. And so I think with those spaced out, you'd have a circle here and up there you'd have a circle. It'd spread out the LEDs a little bit better than having just them here and then have a block down here and all this up here. But realistically, when you're thinking about a gaming PC, noise, although to some people isn't too big of an issue, to me personally, I like to have the least amount of noise as possible. And also, I don't think you can see, but up until literally there's a hard drive cage. You should be able to see my finger through that. I have to do this weird multitasking thing here. So up until about there on the fan, there's a hard drive cage, which means probably like 5 millimeters of fan is actually pushing air into the case. And now there's only one hard drive there, so it's not like we're really cooling all that much. So I'm going to move this up as far as I can go to around here. And then that should get, rather than having like 50% of the fans pushing air in, I'm going to have 75% of all the airflow from the fans going in. And also I'm not going to have air hit the hard drive cage, bounce back and then be pushed, causing air turbulence, and that's going to genuinely be a lot of noise. You wouldn't think it with just a couple of computer fans, but they can get loud when they want to be. So I'm going to do this really quick and come back to you when it's done. And now you can see the gap is still there, but that's just because I can't bring this fan up anymore within these slots here. So that should be fine. And now it's only until around here the hard drive cage is in, so I have most of the upper part of the blades pushing air into the case, which will be much better than before. Make a small difference, probably won't see any temperature change or performance, but it's still nice to know that I put in the effort to change something that might have made a difference, you know. So now I'm gonna snap the front of this case back on. There we go. And now fix the top. Oh god, it's a heavy system. I can put the other side panel back on. The system is built and I love it. I'm actually sad that I'm selling it, because I would happily have that as my system and in a while, you know, get a set of custom blue cables or something. But as of now, it's a really nice looking computer. And I have to say, it's probably up there with my favourite. And I know every time I build a decent system I say that, but this time it's true. There's just something about it where it's just on point. And I don't mean to toot my own horn there. I've always hated that analogy. Anyway. So, I am selling this. And here I have an LG internal 24 bulk DVD reader writer. As you can see, there's the seal is still on it. And well, I would have put it in, but it would entirely ruin the look of the front of that case. You can see, like, having just the black bit right there would ruin it. And I know I was going on about how I thought having a fan here and a fan there would look good, but I'm going to move it up and it won't look as good. But having that in the front of that would ruin it entirely. And it's just something I'm not willing to do and ruin the front of the look of that case. Excuse the voice crack. So I'm going to leave it in its box, and if the person who buys the computer wishes to have one, I will give it to them free of price, because that's been lying around for about a month and a half. So that's really it for the build. I'm now going to plug in the power, hook it up to a screen, install Windows and all that, and probably play a little bit of GTA. Probably, because it only takes 35 minutes for me to install, and I have time. Power lead is connected, and power supply is on. Make sure that's on, because I always do that. And now, time to kill the lights. Move my chair out of the way. I still have the screen in the background on, so a little bit of light. And now, turn it on. And I have to say, the front of the case turned out perfectly fine anyway, so I didn't even need the gap in the first place. But there is one thing I forgot to do. That means I'm going to have to attempt to pull that off, realize I can't with my hands, and get a screwdriver. It's here. You'll be able to hear how quiet it is as well. There is a little bit of noise from it, but I think that's a graphics card, and AMD have software now where you can change that, so that's perfectly fine. I have a motherboard speaker that I never connected, and if you don't know, the only thing this really does is it lets you know when something's gone wrong. Usually when you turn on the system it beeps once, and then that's fine, it just beeps when you turn it on. But it will do multiple beeps if something goes wrong, so look up your motherboard manual and it shows how many beeps means whatever. Kind of like when you get those higher end motherboards, they have the readout and you can read it and look in the manual and it's the same thing. This just makes a noise. So I'm going to turn the system off, install this, and I'll come back to you when I have that done. Well, I'm going to install Windows, and I have here an 8GB USB stick, and on this I have Windows 10. Rather than using a disk of Windows 7 or 8 that we have lying around, we just put Windows 10 on a USB. So if I put this around the back, and I am putting this, that's a USB 2.0 USB drive, and I'm putting it into a USB 2.0 slot, because I've heard people have had issues if they use that in a USB 3.0. So why that happens, I don't know, sadly. So if I turn it on, a bit hard to push the start button on that. And now it should be F2, I believe. Oh, there we go. The motherboard speaker's working. It wasn't working for us a couple of minutes ago. There we go. Now we go from boot. Boot option 1. USB. There we go. Hit F10. Why don't you work? There we go. Sorry. Usually hitting Y or N means yes or no, but for some reason it doesn't work with that. This BIOS. And there we go. There we go. It should just load up now. can get on to installing Windows. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Next. Install now. And now we can put in our Windows activation key. So Windows 10 is installed. All we have to do is get our drivers and whatnot, but first I'm going to try and set the screen resolution. That didn't really help. That's the best I can do for now until I get any of the AMD software. So this is going to be the end of the build. It looks really nice. It's probably one of my favorite systems that I've built so far. The fans in the front look great, and overall the case is very, very good. It's up there with my favorite cases now. And I'll probably get one again if I'm ever going to build a system like this. So yeah, so don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.